Good afternoon. It's a day when we have the prospect of good sunset light, and so as so often happens, then I find myself doing the Skyfire dance all afternoon long, looking at the map in Skyfire for where the best light is supposed to be, and selecting a locale for that. And as you see today, it seems like it's going to be right straight up and down the central part of Puget Sound. So I've come out here to Saltwater State Park, and I'm hoping to find a good composition and that the light will cooperate and give us the sunset I'm hoping for. So without further ado, let's get out and see what we can find. So this is Saltwater State Park. Got Vashon Island in the background, and then you have the Olympics behind that. As you can see, there's some really nice midground and background for shooting sunset skies. The trick right now, of course, is to find a good foreground, and one that doesn't include too many people in the way. So we'll just have to see what happens here. One thing you may notice is that this nice bucolic spot is directly under a flight path for SeaTac Airport. So we're going to be getting a number of airports coming through here, and I might be just getting out the telephoto and taking a few quote-unquote wildlife shots of the incoming aircraft. Aside from the mechanical flying objects, there's also some very natural ones, including lots of crows around here, and I've been getting a number of photos of them right now as well. Also, while waiting for the sunset, there's some very nice abstract images possible of the water channels. We also have this lichen here on these rocks, which can provide you some nice close-up shots. Probably be better on a cloudy day, but I think we can still get good results here. Now, I've shot here before, but never at low tide, and this is causing a bit of a problem because a lot of the mid-ground, as you can see, is really mud flats and boulders, and I find that's not really very photogenic. So I've got to try and find a proper foreground. That probably means walking a bit further along here, where the curve of the bay comes inward toward me a bit, so that it won't have quite as much of the mud in the front. In the meantime, I'm going to come over here. There's a flowering bush over here. Looks like some sort of rugosa, although I can't be sure myself right now. But that could be a good foreground, so I think I'm going to ditch the telephoto and go with something wide angle and see what I can get out of it.
12 seconds later.
Well, in a moment I'll probably come to regret. I bent over to get a good angle and wound up dropping my glasses into this rather prickly bush. So I'm now going to have to reach in and get them, and I'm not looking forward to this, and I'm probably going to pay the price. This is not pleasant. Got them out without too much damage, but I'll be more careful about this next time. I must admit, after walking up and down the coastline here, I really can't see any great foreground elements. Maybe that bush might be decent, but I'm not sure. I think right now it's really going to be dependent on this, what the sky looks like in terms of the angles. I think we have to go with a non-foreground shot, and then that makes it much more dependent upon the sky. Right now, the sun is setting right behind Vashon Island, and I don't know if that's where the height of the color is going to be or not, but I'd prefer if it wasn't, to be honest, because that's kind of a very centered and not very interesting looking composition. But all I can do right now is wait and see what happens. We've got about another hour to go before then, and just see what we can find. Now here's some sort of a bush that is starting to grow, or has died and then it's coming back. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm going to try getting a photo of that. The trick is going to be to get the bush and the rocks without getting the roadway here. So I'll be working with that, probably with a relatively shallow depth of field, but who knows. At this point, I think I'm going to use the flowering bush back here as a foreground, at least tentatively. Because right now, I'm going to go back to the car and get my tripod, because I think I may be needing focus stack. I forgot to bring it with me when I first came out here. So I shall be back. Well, here I am set up. At this point, I'm going to be going with a vertical crop for the moment. Now, I really won't be able to give anyone an idea of how this looks until the sun has gone down, because right now, here's the flower in the front, which looks quite nice. If you take this down, you can see how that's going to look as well. It's going to look quite nice, I think. Of course, I need to be able to see both things. I need to focus stack them. So it's going to be interesting. I think the minute that the sun goes behind the clouds, we might get something interesting, and if we do, I guess you'll see it. Well, at this point, my phone battery is dying, so I'm not going to be able to take much more in terms of coverage here, commentary here. I'm going to keep taking pictures. I will put them up if any come out, and I hope you enjoyed this. See you next time. Bye.